from the NewsChannel 5 network, this is Sportsline.
Hey there, Steve Lehman here, and welcome into a special edition of Sportsline here on NewsChannel 5+. Over the course of the next hour, we will take you inside the Titans season ticket holder event this offseason. A chance for fans to meet new head coach Mike Vrabel, defensive coordinator Dean Pease, hear from general manager John Robinson, and hear from two of their brightest stars, Pro Bowlers Taylor Lewan and Kevin Byard. That's all ahead over the course of the next hour. Lots of interesting stuff from the new head coach Mike Vrabel later on, but we begin tonight with the Pro Bowlers. Taylor Lewan, Kevin Byard here in segment number 1, interviewed by the voice of the Titans, Mike Keith.
Hey, this is two-time Pro Bowl left tackle Taylor Lewan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys. Eddie George, where are you, bud? That was good, guys. That was good. I've been sitting back there listening to these guys talk the whole time, talking about we got these guys, that guys. Have you guys heard about Jack Conklin, Ben Jones? You can't hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. Jack Conklin, Ben Jones, Josh Klein. Thank you, sir. Better. Do you guys hear me now? Well, damn. Let's figure this out. How are we doing now? Is this good? Good? Better. Mike Keith, that's our mic guy. He's getting fired right after this. That was a bad gig. Listen. We got a lot of good players in this team. There's no doubt about it. But let's give a little love to the O-line out here, all right? We grind it out every single day. You know? Mike's out here, not even wearing a dad sweater. By the way, great job. You look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Looks
I was
awesome.
getting to the offensive line. That was coming next.
This guy's at a Joseph A. Bank, buy one, get 3 free, and he's not even talking about the O-line right now, boys. Let's go. I apologize I had to storm on here, but let's get to things. What do you want to talk about?
All right, so, I mean, we actually do have an offensive line video like we have some of the other position videos.
I'd love to see it.
Okay, well, let's show that.
Let's
How about
see
that? How about maybe this will make you happy?
A little bit of love.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, looking good there.
Bunch of handsome folks.
Working hard. What's that all about?
The happiest man I know.
This is not going the way I thought it would.
Ben Jones, a lot of Ben Jones.
A lot of Ben Jones.
Tremendous. There you are.
Yep. That will never happen again. That will never happen again.
That's good.
No more sitting out of the fights.
Okay.
We're done with that.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
All right. So let me ask you some serious questions.
Let's talk.
Divisional round of the playoffs this year. What did it do for this football team to make it into the middle of January for the first time?
I mean, I think it not only did so much for this team, but it did so much for their fan base and the city. Thank you. This city deserves so much, and for us to get in there and just to see what the playoffs are like, that different kinds of intensity, and how everybody was out there. I mean, Kansas City going into halftime, you couldn't help but look at guys left and right and say, this is all we got. We got 30 minutes, you know, we got to go finish this out. And finish the way we did, having a leader like Marcus, you can't, I mean, you never count us out, ever.
All right. For you, postseason experience, what does it do for you as a player now?
I think experience is experience. I mean, you get out there, any time you play another game, it's more of an opportunity to gain experience. And everybody talks about the playoffs being that much faster, that much quicker, that much more intense, and that's exactly what it was. I think we got a couple more pieces put on this team. You can't help but realize that we can be Super Bowl contenders, no problem.
You like to talk about your quarterback, Marcus Mariota.
It's a great guy.
What makes him such a special player in your mind?
I mean, just turn on the Kansas City film. I mean, watch what he did. I mean, you go into that no huddle like he was doing. He's making all the calls. He's calling all the shots there. And to be able to freelance and throw a ball to himself and catch it, throw blocks like he did, stiff arming guys in the Jaguar game. He's a great quarterback, and he's a great leader.
What does this offense have to do better to become a top 10 offense?
Score more points, probably. That's usually the best one. I think we got the right guys here to do it, too. I think we got good coaches in here, and I think we're going to be a team that makes a huge turnaround in the offensive category, and our defense is going to get even better.
2 Pro Bowls in a row.
2 of them.
You're proud of that?
Very proud.
You should be.
Very proud. Thank you.
You are now known with your idol, Joe Thomas, in that upper stratosphere as one of the best left tackles in the game.
I'll take it. A little love here, guys. Come on, shoot it up a little bit. Thank you. Let's go. That's my guy. This guy right here. I'll take that. Sweating. You guys got me sweating. I'm so excited.
Where have you improved in order to make that happen over the last couple years?
I think we can all agree the penalties have come down just a tad.
The penalties have come down, yes.
Penalties are, you know, I think there's a good time and a bad time for them. I'm just going to clarify that right now. Someone hits your quarterback late, you get in that guy's face. All right? But, you know, just working at it. I got an amazing wife and a beautiful 7-month-old child that keep me in check, and thank you. That's right. Her name's Wynn. She's the best. And I'm just that classic dad that thinks my kid's better than everybody else's kid. That's my gig. But I honestly, you know, just paying attention to details and knowing that this is bigger than myself, and just to be able to contribute the way I have has been, you know, just an honor, just even though it's just blocking.
Taylor Lewan is quite an evaluator of talent. Over the last couple of years, I've asked him in different settings, give me a guy on the current roster who's going to make a big move the following year. Last year, he said Kevin Byard. He was 100% right.
Kevin's all right.
You've been
Let's get some love for Kevin Byard. Come on, get a little love for Kevin. Making 3 picks in one game? Are you kidding me? That guy is a freak. He is an absolute freak.
All right, now wait a minute. So give us a guy on the 2018 Titans that you think is going to make that type of move.
Honestly, I think the first guy that comes to mind is Corey Davis.
Corey Davis.
Who's Corey Brown? Who's Corey Brown? Are you Corey Brown? Corey Davis.
We knew who you meant.
Yeah, exactly. I think this year he's just going to hit the tops. You saw that last game of the year we played in New England. He had the only 2 touchdowns. Just did an unbelievable job. Works hard, just needs to stay healthy, and as long as he can do that, I think he'll be very successful.
So when you were at MTSU, you wanted to play. You wanted to play for the Tennessee Titans, and now it's come true, and you're a Pro Bowler. Can you believe it's happened?
I mean, I still wake up, you know, in the morning just thinking about, you know, all the things that's transpired in my life, you know, the past 2 years, you know, coming from MTSU, a diamond in the rough, you know, a guy that nobody was talking about, and to be a first-team All-Pro, you know, made it to my first Pro Bowl, like I said, it's just a dream I haven't woke up from.
It's awesome. You've always been an underdog. You had to do it coming out of high school. You moved to Georgia when you were 14. You had to help raise your 5 brothers and sisters.
Right.
You weren't heavily recruited. MTSU jumped in there on you. You became their all-time interception leader. You go to the Senior Bowl 2 years ago. You show out, and you don't get invited to the Combine.
It was tough.
So that's one of the reasons people love your story, is being the underdog has always motivated you.
Oh, for sure. And it's funny because, you know, I always take that underdog mentality, you know, everywhere I go. And, you know, in every aspect in life, you know, you're not always going to get the recognition that you deserve sometimes, but as long as you know, you keep at it, stay humble, you know, and just stay on the right path, you know, eventually, you know, everything will work out. Appreciate
it. But here's the issue. Now you're all pro. Who cares about not getting invited to the Combine?
Right.
You're a Pro Bowler. You're an All-Pro. You've led the National Football League in interceptions. So now that you're not an underdog anymore, what's the motivation?
I mean, the motivation is the same. You know, I understand where I came from, and I understand that, you know, you can't take a day off. You can't take a game off. You can't take a play off. So you always have to keep that underdog mentality to stay on top. And I think that's the mentality I'm going to take, you know, heading into this season, trying to be a great leader for the Tennessee Titans.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. It was remarkable because you started a bunch of games as a rookie. You did not have an interception, and yet last year you had 8. So what happened between year 1 and year 2 to allow you to explode that way?
I mean, I have no clue. I mean, I was thinking my rookie year, you know, I didn't have any interceptions. I was kind of down on myself. You know, the first time in my career I didn't have any interceptions. But, you know, I knew coming into this year I was going to have a lot more opportunities to play. I was going to be in the field a lot more. But, I mean, I couldn't have guessed I was going to get 8 interceptions this year. You know, 3 interceptions Cleveland game, 2 against the Ravens, 2 against Jaguars. And I kept the stats all day. But, I mean, I wouldn't expect the year I had. But, like I said, it's definitely a blessing. And I think now the next thing to do is to get 10 interceptions, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. You said last year in training camp your goal was 10 takeaways.
10 to 12.
Okay. Some people kind of laugh. They're kind of like, oh, yeah, he didn't even have a pick last year. Well, then you have 10 takeaways.
Yeah.
So you're not afraid to throw it out there. Are you ready to lay it out there for 2018 yet? In front of these Titan season ticket members?
I knew the question was coming. I knew the question was coming. And, you know, when I look at my expectations coming into this year, you know, honestly, I'm not going to look at the numbers like I did last year. I think last year I kind of wanted to put a big goal out there for myself that I can go in and accomplish something. But this year, man, I just want to focus on being the leadership and trying to bring a Lombardi trophy to, you know, to the city of Nashville. Because at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, the stats doesn't matter. You know, I can have a great all-pro year. That's individual stats. At the end of the day, I'm a team first guy, and I want to see the city of Nashville win a Super Bowl, and I'm going to make sure that I'm here when we do it.
The defense improved dramatically last year, statistically and otherwise. Why did the defense get better from 16 to 17? What did you do as a group?
You know, I think, you know, another year with the guys, especially, you know, the core group that we had, you know, guys like Casey, Rakpo, Derek Morgan, you know, with the addition of guys like Logan Ryan and Jonathan Cyprian, and of course, Adoree Jackson, you know, I think that we was able to gel and come together and buy into the system that LeBeau had, who is a legend, but, you know, we're being replaced by another legend with Dean Pease, and we're excited about him as well.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. Jim Wyatt wrote a great story at TitansOnline.com about you and Eric Weddle and the relationship you've built. Eric Weddle, Pro Bowl safety from the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, future Hall of Famer.
Yep, yeah, there's the picture. You have a chance to see that. And he played for Coach Pease last year. So has he given you any hints how Coach Pease is going to use you in the Titans defense?
Yeah, I actually talked to him a few days ago when I was texting him, asking him, you know, how was Dean Pease? How was the coach? He was like, man, he's a great coach. He's loyal. He's loving. He said he would never, you know, talk down or, you know, bail out on his players and things like that. But one thing he did say is that you're going to have a lot of fun. He's definitely going to use you a lot. So I'm super excited.
Awesome. All right, finally, last question. Defense's goals as a unit for 2018. What do you want to do as an 11-man unit?
I would say get in the top 5. Top 5. To have a top 5 defense, I would think that'll put us in a great position to win the Super Bowl. So definitely be in the top 5 defense.